The family is the basic unit of the society. But we were taught in our 4th grade science lessons that the cell is the basic unit of life. And let's be honest about it, we never really understood its significance until we had to study biology. Let me breeze to you this epic analogy I was able to put together real quick, which to me makes sense. You see, the family is the cell of the society, of our immediate communities, and I guess it's safe to say, the world. The cell is basically responsible for the body's structure, and it also takes in and transports different nutrients our bodies need in order to live. In other words, to survive. It's pretty cool how the family carries out the same function. Kids get disciplined by their parents right away. When they grow up, they receive information and decode them, and eventually share this information to their spheres of influence. Just like when you were sent to ballet lessons, when you had those pigtails on in the hopes of becoming the next Lisa Elizalde, and then you bring all these while growing up, and eventually, you find yourself teaching ballet to young kids who were once like you. It's a never-ending cycle between the family members. Communication is very, very vital to the structuring and building of healthy relationships in the family and a healthy you. This talk, I went back to my roots and decided to take a look at the communication situation in my own home. I grew up in a very transparent family. Everyone has their own opinions, and we talk about the differences with our opinions, and we always aim to resolve them. I think this should be the ideal situation in the media as well, a clear and transparent media. But I know that this is not too feasible in the immediate future, considering our media practices in the country. As the people say, too much bias and too much coverage. Why do we exactly need a transparent media? Simple. To prevent false hopes and expectations. Imagine being presented with news that would get your hopes up, but turns out it meant the complete opposite, just because there was a misuse of a word, of a context, or how it was framed. Many people become victims with this misapprehension. That's why misinformation is very rampant nowadays. People usually get clickbaited in online articles or get trolled out, among many others. Good thing, in the family, being critical is a skill everyone must possess. When we process information from stories we hear or see, or when an issue rises up, we either talk about it on our own, discuss how we could address the challenges we face through a dining table discussion, or through a one-on-one conversation with any family member, or even coursing it through one of the parents so that they would make arrangements they think would suit best to the situation, since they have the authority to do so, and we children subject to it. This criticality is not only limited to problems which resurface every now and then, but is also encountered when the family collectively patronizes a certain product and, in effect, purchases the product. As what my mother said, critical face value or critical minds tend to dig deeper. We don't take things as they are presented, overkill or oversell. How can we now ensure a transparent media in different avenues? I'd like to believe that since the individual is first and foremost conditioned and trained to be the person he or she is going to be in the future in the home, researchers and scholars should apportion a family communications discipline in the field of communication studies. This would allow people to see the human mind and its intricacies in a whole new angle, but a more personal one. Let me leave you with this one lesson to ponder on. Being critical of the world around us only means one thing: you actually care. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.